Alright, it should be no secret that I love me a bougie penthouse, and today we're going to do just that. I'm a big fan of YouTuber Mai Pham's videos. I feel like her videos came across my algorithm just because I'm always watching tour videos on YouTube and all kinds of like houses and apartment tours. So one of my favorite things to do in my free time. So of course her videos popped up. And the very first one I saw was when she was touring her apartment she had before this. But then she ended up upgrading to a penthouse now. And so I wanted to recreate that in The Sims 4. And what's really cool about it is that her vlogs are very aesthetically pleasing. And she's always making content about, like cleaning up and just like rearranging things or like buying new furniture to just like make her house look great. And she's really into interior design, and I am too, so it's very enjoyable for me to watch. But again, I was just like, I want to recreate this in The Sims, and I feel like that would be a fun project. So that's how we are here today. And so it's a pretty big penthouse. It's got 6 bedrooms, and it's got 2 terraces on the main floor, and then on the top, you get a whole entire rooftop space, like rooftop terrace space, and it's just really cool. So like if you can live in New York and you get a whole terrace for yourself, then you're doing pretty well in life. So that would be fun to design as well. But I started here in the main living room just putting windows together, and I was trying to figure out a way, because I feel like New York has these very distinct windows that have like a square in the corner for you to like be able to open the windows. And so I was trying to figure out a way to like incorporate that in The Sims. So I kind of had to play around a bit, and I used like a big square window, and then I used a rectangle window that I put on top of that, and then I put a square window to put on the bottom corner of that. And I feel like that turned out pretty well. And so now I'm just filling in a lot of the floor textures here and things like that. But yeah, for the first floor, I think that went pretty well. And then there's also a wall kind of like in the kitchen area that you'll see that it's like this special kind of wall that an artist literally came in and made. So it's just like fancy, like I don't even know what to describe the color as, but I'm just gonna say maybe it's like a reddish color. And then off of the entrance to her bedroom is this really wide door that she has.
This door is fucking fat, just like your ass, baby. No, this door is huge. It's not like a regular schmegler degular sized door. This is a big bitch. It's a big body.
But I couldn't find that exact door, so I just kind of had to like cheat and use like a double door that matched the same doors that I used throughout the house that were like a single. But I just used a double door version of that to kind of make a dramatic wide entrance to her room. And then up here, as you'll see, is the roof terrace, where you kind of get a little bit of grass here. And then you can kind of do a lot with that too, because there's a secondary grill up here. There's an area for grass up here. Need that for dogs. And then there's another part next to the grass area that will be basically a garden just to have fruit and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff you can do out here, or just relax after a stressful day. Because I feel like no matter what, there's always going to be those days. So you just need that space for your like sanity to get some air and just like live your best life. So that's the rooftop terrace part of it. And then we're back in here now for the kitchen. What I really like about it is that it has a table attached to the island, that I thought about using these wooden, I call them tree trunk looking chairs, to like put around it. But I kind of thought like I really wanted things to be comfortable too. So like as much as I like the look of it, I feel like it wouldn't be the most comfortable thing if you're trying to eat breakfast in the morning, or trying to hang out and sit there and your butt is like throbbing after 2 seconds of sitting on there. So I went with these other stools that I thought looked really nice, and I was a really big fan of them. So I feel like they're a perfect fit. And then I'm just throwing plants everywhere. That's one of my favorite things to do. In her actual house, she does have a lot of plants, so I was glad for that. And anytime you have like a blank space, I feel like plants will fill that space perfectly. I just love me a good plant. That's all it is. Like, give me all the plant children, and I may not be the best caretaker of them, but I will do my best to make sure they don't die. But yeah, I just love plants. You gotta throw them everywhere. That's what I like to do. or at least have, you know, maybe one or two per room at minimum. But yeah, I'm a crazy plant person, so this was definitely one of my favorite spaces throughout the whole penthouse to decorate because it was very neutral and very, I just love that kind of color scheme. Like, I'm all about neutral, I'm all about warm and just kind of that modern look. So, and I also threw like kind of a painting easel in the corner because I just feel like if I had a place with a nice view, I would definitely want to paint something in front of it, even though I feel like I'm a very crappy painter. But I wouldn't care because I'm in a nice place with a nice view. So there's that. And then over here, she has a pool table with a disco ball above it. That's like a very popular staple that I feel like she has in her real house. So I had to incorporate that here as well. And just all kinds of just cool little details I like to put. I'm really weird like that. I'm super ACD. I'm super OCD. I just love, I have this weird way about like finding or matching crazy details in real life. And I just try to make things as close as I can to like the real thing. And so, yeah, welcome to OCD. So, but speaking of OCD, this is the closet, and her walk-in closet space I really like because the closets have the custom, you know, built-in shelves in them. And you really, with this kind of a setup, you can really section things off very well. And it's like satisfying to decorate and satisfying to look at. As you can see, like you have a section for shoes, you have a section for purses, and then you have another section just for like all the remaining clothes that you have. And just closet setups like this are just, again, really great for having that organization and having like a space where everything has its own space that it needs without being like cramped. And then here is the bathroom area. I love the color scheme of this too. It's kind of just like a gray, modern color. One of my favorite things about this room is that it has the bathtub against the window and then a heated towel rack above that. And then a cool touch that I think it's kind of like a bamboo towel mat kind of thing. So I threw that in there as well, just kind of to match the aesthetic of it. And the last room I'm decorating is the full-size laundry room, which I hear in New York City is like the ultimate luxury if you can have an apartment with a full-size laundry room. So yeah, with that being said, I really just had fun, you know, recreating this project. And thanks so much for watching. And of course, I will see you for the next design.